Colorism, my old friend. I'm back to talk about it again because you know me and my channel talking about anti-blackness, anti-texturism, anti-everything. You know, I had to talk about colorism because colorism and anti-blackness, they are entwined. They're like this. So how could I not talk about them? They're literally like this, you know?
Rap, Mr. Never have a back for show you a rap. Rap, come, I didn't let rap. Can't bleach you say. When we used to bleach and white up, we used to use plastic up my body. Because at the sweat now, when you sweat, you come faster. So we use a plastic up my whole entire body. And then put on a tights and that and a stocking. And then put on the socks. Forget the sweat. Because the more you sweat, the more you come. So we used to use a plastic. The plastic make you strip fast. So we used to use a plastic. Yeah.
Along with fresh rock now, it suck off the skin fast, the layer off our skin, and make it come white. Sit it down. Sit it down. That call the one that she do it now, she can't take that by 5 o'clock, so I know so long night I can't. When I have on the wrap, it's sweat, yeah. I went child that by anytime she want to take it off, up to she. People sleeping at? You're not good for sleeping, huh? It can kill you too.
I love things I left for bleach.
However, today I'm talking about colorism, but I'm talking about it purely from the perspective of preference, because it seems to me that when black women talk about their experiences with colorism, people always want to start this nonsense about you're just making it up. Like the person could have just found you just not attractive for a number of reasons. It's nothing to do with your skin tone, like blah blah. But yet their dating history is all light skinned women. But yet you mean to tell me you can't find the same personality preferences in women of 2 different skin tones, but yet you ain't colorist, right? This is a judgment-free zone, though I may be judging from now and again. I mean, I try to keep it judgment-free, but let's keep it 100, shall we? This whole idea of preferences not being linked to colorism is a new thing that's been happening in the past couple of years. I don't understand why people are so in denial about colorism when it comes to their dating preferences. If all the women you have dated are light-skinned and not one dark-skinned woman, that's more than a preference. I don't care, because a preference is you prefer someone over the other, but if that other person has the same qualities, you are likely to, you know, still want to date them. It's like me, I prefer sweets over chocolate, but I will still eat chocolate. You understand? But yet your preference is more than preference. Your preference is anti-black. Your preference is so anti-black, you cannot even see how anti-black you are. And it's the thing, because it's the language you use. You're always jumping on top of black women who choose to voice in their opinion that they feel they're not getting chosen by black men because of how dark their skin tone is. And we all having conversations on, you know, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, radio stations about colorism and how it does impact upon our ability to choose a mate, to choose a partner in life. And yet you're going to sit there and deny the fact that sometimes you have shitty preferences. Like, you will sit there and say a dark-skinned woman is ugly, but a light-skinned woman is beautiful, and yet still try and claim it's a preference. You will sit there and only date light-skinned women, but you will not even entertain a dark-skinned woman, even if you claim on Twitter that you love them. You know, even if you claim on the internet that you love them, you love dark-skinned women. Dark-skinned women are the jewel of the earth, but then you never date them. but you're not colorist. You're always defending dark-skinned women on the internet. But when we ask you when's the last time you dated a dark-skinned woman, you're acting confused. Now, let's keep it real. Dark-skinned black women, light-skinned black women, unless that light-skinned black woman is half white, they're both black, you know? They both got black parents. So this whole idea that dark-skinned women and light-skinned women are two totally different species needs to be gotten rid of, because they're both black women, but yet your preference is more towards the lighter skinned woman. Why is that? You have been taught that dark skin equals ugly. It equals inferior. It equals not worthy. On the other hand, you've been taught that light-skinned is pure. Light-skinned is love, you know? Light-skinned is to be praised. When we learn these two things about dark-skinned is one way and light-skinned is the other way, we internalize all of this. And then it does reflect in our dating preferences. You see I got that there? You see it's right here? Because, yeah, it is reflected in our dating preferences. And we need to stop the denial. Because I even had to look back at myself and ask myself why I prefer dark-skinned black men over light-skinned black men. And am I actually being colorist? Am I actually being colorist myself? You know, we all have to self-reflect and look at the picture as clear as day and see what we are doing. And I had to say, oh, okay, there's actually nothing wrong with light-skinned men. But I can still have my preference to dark-skinned men, you know? But when we are so gung-ho about one way, because, you know, these stereotypes of dark-skinned black men, you know, mandingo, very, very masculine, all this kind of nonsense, and it's all learnt from slavery, and we still keep doing it. So then when we have these preferences, we get so caught up in them, we don't even realise how colorist we are being, how anti-black we are being. And if you do not reflect on it, you know, if you don't say to yourself, hey, hold on a minute, I'm being a bag of shit right now, then what do you think is going to happen? Teach your children from when they're young to love their dark skin, you know? And I mean black boys and black girls, yeah? Teach both of them to actually not just love their skin, but to love others' skin. This is the thing. We become so hyper-focused to teach, you know, our children to love their skin, or sometimes we don't even bother doing that at all. You know, sometimes we just throw the children, you know, into the sea. And a lot of them drown. You need to teach them to not only love themselves, their blackness, but to love other people's blackness. And this is how you counteract the effects of colorism. Because if you're not teaching black boys and black girls to stop being colorist, then when they have their children, they're going to keep doing it. Or if they don't have their children, the nieces and nephews, or the people that their dating preferences, they're going to keep perpetrating the same cycle over and over again, and it's never ending. I said it in my previous video, this colonization cycle, it keeps going. Anti-blackness keeps going, colorism keeps going. We learnt this during slavery, and we're not unlearning it. It's 2019, you know? There is a plethora of information out there, and you're still acting stupid as shit when someone says my dating experience, key word is my dating experience, is I personally feel that a lot of the times I was rejected because I have dark skin. You lot don't listen. Yeah? actively listen. You just read something and you're quick to respond. You're quick to bark like a friggin' Rottweiler instead of actually taking the time to see that this person is expressing their hurt, they're expressing their pain, expressing their trauma. And instead of actually, instead of actually taking the time to digest what they're saying, you're just barfing it all out. And there's absolutely no reason to do that. Because what you read and what was actually said are two totally different things. And that's the problem with people today. They do not read properly. They just quickly skim over some things, certain words will pop out to them, and then boom, they want to just pop off. And I'm like, there was absolutely no reason for you to be popping off like that. If someone's sharing their experiences of colorism, who are you to tell them? And it's just because they couldn't find someone who was actually attracted to them, or they're chasing after someone who doesn't want them. Like, first of all, we all do that. Some of you need to stop gassing the shit, because you're up on Twitter every fucking day moaning about how someone didn't want you. But yet when someone's talking about how they feel it was to do with colorism, you're telling them to suck it up. Oh really? Because your stories, you ain't sucking it up neither. You're cussing the other person. But okay then, you want to continue to act like you don't have a bitter sense in your tiny peasy size head. But I mean, that's just me. You see, I said judgment-free zone, but I just had to let the pettiness just flow out of my soul, because it's freeing. It's so freeing, time and time again. But yes, as I stated in the beginning, colorism and preference go hand in hand. Stop trying to deny it. Stop trying to tell people who've experienced colorism in relation to their dating preferences, to their dating experiences, that it's just in their imaginations. Because I don't understand what it is with black men on Twitter doing this foolishness, trying to say that colorism is in our imagination. Like, behave yourself, okay? Because some of you were fucking crying on Twitter, talking about when you was in secondary school, you was getting called blick. But when a black woman wants to talk about her experience, you want to sit there and say that it's all in her imagination. Really? But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up here. So please let me know your thoughts down below. Have you experienced colorism when it comes to your dating preferences, your dating experiences? And how do you combat that? Okay, bye.